What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand. It's Monday, November 15th, 2021. I am your host, Phil, and this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us here on a very, very late Monday night as, it's only 4 more minutes until it's actually Tuesday, so that's how late we are on Monday. But listen, guys. Tonight was a go-home show for Survivor Series, and as much as I want to yell and scream about how terrible this show was, I'm going to choose to be calm and be as calm as I possibly can. Survivor Series in WWE's mind is just a complete joke. No one seems to care that it's a complete joke, and we just saw not only Dominic get his spot taken away from Survivor Series, but just minutes ago, or literally just an hour ago, I should say, Adam Pearce took away Rey Mysterio's spot as well, and replaced him with Austin Theory. I don't like this show. I hate this show so much. I hate it with a passion, and there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sonya Deville has a vendetta against Naomi. Adam Pearce has a vendetta against the Mysterios. This legitimately makes no sense at all whatsoever, and I have just about had it with this entire company. Brand supremacy for Survivor Series means absolutely nothing. We know that, but it just means absolutely nothing. And it's very clear that it means absolutely nothing just based on how they're treating these shows. And the thing is, I think Goff will be back, but the thing is, they're not even trying to book any of these shows in a way that is physically possible for us to watch. All I ask of them is just to try. I think Goff is back now. My man, how are you? Listen, all I'm asking for them is to try. And they're not even doing that. WWE went and put the Survivor Series teams on Twitter with no rhyme or reason, without even trying to book weeks of television, with the goal in mind to use these shows for qualifying matches. And I mean, that right there is just not, that's just not right as well. But the thing is, guys, I ask you, is it really that difficult? Is it really that difficult to book shows based on Survivor Series with the qualifying matches? I not only ask you, but just anybody in the world. Is it really that difficult? Well, if your Wi-Fi is bugging out right now, I completely understand if you can't make it. The show is not going to last long anyway. It really isn't. So, if you can't join, that's all right. I'll do this myself, and we'll get that all sorted out next time. But WWE is making it difficult, but the thing is, it's really not. It's really not that difficult, Josh. And the thing is, like it's just so easy to do. You could have had all these guys competing qualifying matches, and I would have been fine with it. Another issue that I have is the fact that they didn't even acknowledge that Survivor Series was even the pay-per-view that's coming up after Crown Jewel until like maybe 2 weeks ago when they announced the Survivor Series team on that random Saturday. afternoon. I'm officially done with the show, and I'm no longer going to be watching Monday Night Raw. I'm not. And this is the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And I'm just done. I'm done. Obviously, we will still be doing these reviews for you guys because we promised you that you guys will get weekly reviews, and that's what you're going to get here on Outside the Brand. So we're still going to be doing it. I'm just not going to be watching the shows. You dead seriously? Yes, I am. I'm creatively dead with this show. I cannot take this show anymore. I'm just done. I really am. And it sucks because I want to give you guys 100%. I want to give you guys 100%, but with these shows being as bad as they are, it's so difficult. I can't. With all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for coming into the stream tonight. We are going to be breaking down this show in the best way that we possibly can right here on the podcast, and it's going to be a night, guys. It's going to be a night. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you can. Get the stream to 10 likes. That would be greatly appreciated. Continue hitting the subscribe button as well. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. Turn on the bell to all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live right here on OTB. And make sure to go check out anything that you may have missed on the channel. Yesterday, Loff and I, we sat here on Outside the Brand and we reviewed not All Out. I keep thinking it's All Out, but it's Full Gear. We reviewed Full Gear, and guys, it was the greatest AEW pay-per-view they have ever produced. It was. And it was a great show. It was a great night on Saturday, and we did the review yesterday on Outside the Brand. So go check that out if you haven't already. We also have our last week's Monday Night Raw review, our NXT review, and the Go Home show for Full Gear. That Dynamite review is also on the channel, so go check that out if you may have missed it. So I want you guys to also follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description for you guys to go follow all of us here on OTB if you don't already. And if you want to listen to an absolute banger, the MFN Right remix by Loff and Bash is right down there in the description as well, so that you guys can go take a listen to that whenever you guys choose. You won't regret it. You won't regret it because that song is an absolute banger, and it's just something that you would want to check out. I've done the intro for long enough. It's time to break down this show as much as we possibly can. And yeah, so I'm telling you guys right now, this is not going to be a 3-hour podcast like the Full Gear review almost was. It's not going to be that long. We're going to go down this show. We're going to break it down as best as we possibly can, but this show sucked. This show sucked. So you guys are going to get the best of me, but it's going to be a very, very downgraded version of the best of me because this show legitimately drained me. And yeah, so let's get this going. We open up Monday Night Raw with Big E in the ring, and he says that it seems a lot of people have their eyes on him. But with Thanksgiving right around the corner, he's got a lot to give, including the leftovers. Big E addresses Roman Reigns and says that the Survivor Series was meant to simply be champion versus champion, but him and his cousins went to a place they can't come back from. They put their hands on his family, and so he's got to beat his ass like he stole something. They need to make sure Brooklyn has a free hospital beds for all members of the bloodline, because Big E has got to take a piece of Roman he'll never get back. But that's Sunday, and this is Monday Night Raw. Big E tells Kevin Owens to bring his lying, treacherous ass out to the ring so they can get to it. Owens comes out and out to the stage and says that he'd love nothing more than to beat the hell out of Big E tonight, but he wants to get something off his chest first. Owens says that Big E caused him to lose last week, and that's his third loss in a row. Trust me, Kevin Owens, that is your that's way more than 3 losses in a row, my man. But on Monday Night Raw, yes, that is 3 losses in a row. He hasn't won since he got back to Monday Night Raw, and Big E has always been questioning his integrity. So yes, he snapped. How could he not? Anyone judging him from what he did last week can go to hell. And they say perception is reality, and Big E made everyone see Owens as a scumbag, so why fight it? He can be the bad guy everyone thinks that he already is, only he'll be worse. He's going to break bad all over the world, and on Big E especially. Everything that happens to him from here on out is Big E's fault. Owens turns and leaves, so Big E tries to jump him from behind, but out of nowhere, the Usos come in and attack Big E. Jay grabs the microphone and he says Roman Reigns sent a little message. RK Bro can get some as well. And they continues on Big E until Riddle comes out to the ring to try to help Big E. The Usos are knocked out of the ring, and Sonya Deville comes out and says, listen, I'm calling this round on the fly right now. We're doing a tag team match. And that's what we got here tonight. Big E and Riddle take it on the Usos in absolutely one of probably the worst matches I've ever seen. Big E goes outside and throws Jimmy into Seth Rollins behind the commentary desk. So Seth Rollins was on commentary here. And Seth, oh, are you here?
Yep.
Yeah, there you are, my man.
Sorry, I was bugging.
It's all right. Just went over the promo, and we're going over the first matchup on the show. So you didn't miss much.
Okay.
Big E and not Seth Rollins. Big E and Riddle took on the Usos. After all that happened between himself, Kevin Owens, and then the Usos just randomly coming out. The Usos are on SmackDown, so they are already. I mean, they've been breaking the brand split rules for years now. But there you go. This match wasn't really much because this led to the 6-man tag that happened legitimately right after, because this was a disqualification win for Riddle and Big E. It meant nothing.
This whole beginning segment, absolutely nothing. I hate starting off the shows with 6-man tags. WWE has ruined 6-man tags for me, and I never want to see one again because they're always just so fucking boring.
I couldn't agree with you more. We had Big E and RK Bro go against Seth Rollins and the Usos. That's the 6-man tag that transpired here. And to really end it, Riddle and Rollins get the tags, and Riddle runs over him. And Jimmy Uso with splashes, suplexes, and sentons. Everyone rushes back inside and lands moves on each other until Seth rolls up Riddle for the 1-2-3. So Seth and the Usos get the win. And that was it. That there really wasn't anything to get excited about here. I don't know.
I don't know what to say. This whole show was just like I wanted to just ram my head in a wall repeatedly because it was just so little for me to grasp onto. And so, and even in the things that made me happy, there was something that pissed me off. It was just,
Yeah.
3 hours of my life I'm not getting back again.
That happens every single Monday, bro. Rollins immediately bails and heads to the back. And meanwhile, Jimmy and Jay look to continue the attack on Riddle. But Orton then comes out, hits him with RKOs, and they leave Big E. And then Big E just grabs Jay, tells him that he received the message loud and clear, but he's got one for Roman as well in return. Then he hits a big ending. And that was it. So we're getting Big E and Roman this Sunday at Survivor Series. I'm not really happy about it. I think it could be great, but you got one champion as being, well, he's pretty much the king of WWE now over on here. And then this is how they're treating Big E. Two totally different spectrums and scales on how they treat their top champions on Raw and SmackDown. And it's not even Big E's fault.
That's what you want to watch Survivor Series because I don't know how much more I can take of them treating Roman as if he's the greatest person to ever walk. I don't know how much more I can take. I'm gonna lose it one day, and I God, he was getting jumped this whole show.
Yeah,
he got jumped like 3 times during this show, and you can't even touch Roman, or you'll just combust into flames. So it's just like now the Survivor. I want more than anything for E to win, but there's no point in having a match because Roman's not losing for the next 20 years. So I don't know what to do now. And they showed the freaking Bruno Sammartino ad during the show, and I got a freaking nightmare in my brain. I know we're very much removed from this, a little over 3,000 days, but I was like, somebody in my chat was like, yo, what if they just give Roman the championship for 4,000 days like Bruno Sammartino had? And I was like, you guys will never see me again. Because I will not sit here and watch 11 WrestleManias of Roman Reigns winning. I just won't. I don't know if I can get past one again. So now it's just this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've never seen a superstar get pushed this bad, and then the other superstar just get treated as if he's the bottom of the barrel while he has the championship that used to be the top. Literally, like what, 4 years ago, before the Universal Championship was even there, 4 or 5 years ago. So,
yep. It's a shame. It's legitimately a shame how they treat the WWE Championship. It's just a shame. Kevin Owens was interviewed backstage after the commercial break, and the interviewer implies that he's a liar. Owens is offended and says that No, I don't even know if I can even. That doesn't even make any sense. So Finn Balor appears and says that he's sorry he wasn't there last week to tell Owens that to his face that he doesn't trust him a single bit, and authorities have told him that those two have a match tonight. Owens laughs and says, "That's too bad for Finn." So we get Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. Okay. I love these two, don't get me wrong, but it's Monday Night Raw. They were probably only going to get 12 minutes, and that's probably exactly what they had tonight. They really didn't have that as big as the match as they could have. Okay. So, there you go. Bianca Belair and Tamina Snuka. This was very short. Tamina with a Samoan drop, but Belair counters with the KOD for the 1-2-3. Okay.
Where did Tamina come from?
Thank you.
Like, she just walked in front of like, where have you been?
Right?
Just walking there like, what was that?
She walks in there like she owns the actual place, and she's like, "Oh yeah, here I am. I've been here this whole time."
It's not a rematch, but that I was just random. It threw me off. I'll take that rather than a freaking rematch. But geez, I think the most sensible thing to do was Bianca versus Piper, but obviously not because Tamina. So yeah, Tamina's here.
Dewdrop says that she'll be looking for Bianca after Survivor Series. Big whoop. I don't care. Like, I like no. Just get me away. And then, not only that, but then we had the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch come to the ring, and I immediately found something else to do in the house. As soon as Becky turns on, gets on the TV screen, I mute my TV and I go find something else to do. No matter what the heck it is, I can be vacuuming, I could be feeding my dog, I could be walking my fish. I don't care. I'm watching something else or doing something else instead of watching Becky Lynch. I love Liv Morgan to death. I saw what she did in this promo. It's very generic. She had a very generic promo. And I don't like it when anybody has something generic. But there you go. We're getting this match at some point. And as you guys can see by the profile picture that Love has, she was holding the Raw Women's Championship. Which ultimately tells me she ain't winning this title. Because when somebody holds the championship right before they have their match, they're not winning. But that's WWE logic, and that's how it's always been. I love Liv Morgan to death. We all love Liv Morgan here on OTB. But it's not going to work. Because that's how much everybody is invested. Well, not everybody. Everybody hates Becky. But that's how much WWE is invested in Becky Lynch right now, and I just don't know what the heck everybody is going to do when... I don't want to say when the inevitable happens because we could also honestly see an upset, but I don't know what's really going to happen. And I can't get my hopes up. I can't, Love. I can't.
I'm going to tell you something. I immediately got angry when I saw Becky Lynch come out. The first half of her promo was actually watchable. Like, she actually seemed like that was something that she wanted to do. That was the only heartfelt part. As soon as Liv Morgan came out, then she just flipped the big time Beck switch, and then it just got bad again. Like, I was on her side when she was cutting her promo against Charlotte. As soon as Liv Morgan came out, she just goes back to the annoying, stupid promo.
You think any of it was a shoot?
Yeah.
What she said about Charlotte, I mean.
Yes, and it was great. I was like, I was on her side, and then Liv Morgan's music hits, and then just here we go. Flip the switch, turn on Vince script time, and she just started saying the same stuff she says every week. And Liv needs mic skills. She needs a little bit more promo skills because it just seemed like both of them were just saying SmackDown versus Raw scripts to each other, and like I don't know. I just both of them felt like they weren't in it as far as like them talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole freaking the first 3 hours of this show, actually damn near the whole show felt like just felt like no one was into it at all. And this gave me some kind of happiness, but I was like at the same time I was like, I'm annoyed at Becky. I'm annoyed that Liv Morgan isn't getting a good script or whatever the hell's happening with her talking on the mic. And I as much as I want Liv Morgan to win, I don't know how many times I can see Becky retain that championship. I don't know how many times I can see it.
Yeah. Picking up where Liv Morgan came out, she said that she's sorry for interrupting this little love fest, love hate relationship kind of thing that Becky and Charlotte have going on. But last week, Becky just left her. She can't let Lynch do that again. So right now, I'm going to come into the ring and I'm going to say to you what I have to say. And this has just been an opportunity I've been waiting for my entire career. Becky tells her to hang on and says that she left to give her the limelight because Lord knows she doesn't get that many wins. She was Liv's biggest fan, and she points to a video package from 4 months ago of Liv Morgan saying that Becky said that she'd be champion when she would return from her pregnancy. Lynch apologizes and says that she had no idea Liv would underperform as much as she did. The fans the fans actually booed here because everybody loves Liv Morgan. So whatever Becky Lynch has to say and anything that is going to derail Liv Morgan, everybody's going to boo that. So this time she was actually getting booed. She says that you can't blame her because she wasn't even here. The truth is, some people have it and some people don't. She left for a year and a half and won the title within 26 seconds of being back, and in all that time, Liv has done nothing. She told her to get the title while she was gone because she knew that when she came back, she was not going to have it for that much longer, and now you're never going to have your grubby hands on it. Morgan says everyone can agree that big time Bex is just a big time bitch. Very generic line, but Bash told me in the group chat that that Sasha would say that too. And yeah, she would. She would. I don't like it when she has this generic ass shit either. I don't. I hate generic ass promos. You can't just say bitch and just hope that everything is going to be okay and hope that everybody's going to get over just because of that word. It's not. First of all, it's not even in Liv's nature. Okay, she's not really that kind of like. I know that like she can have that kind of a mean streak whenever she has it, but looking at Liv Morgan, you rarely see this side of her. So that to me just flew me off the entire rails right then and there. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just how I felt when she had that generic ass line in her promo. But then again, that might have just been the writing.
As soon as I heard her say big, I was like, yeah, she's about to call her a bitch. I was like, that's coming. And then, sure enough, 3 seconds later, I don't know, man. Last week I asked for a promo battle, and I got a promo battle, but it wasn't even a good promo battle. It was just I don't know. It doesn't make me want to see a match. It makes me just want to continue on with the show and get this over with, and I hate that.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know, man.
So Becky grabs her and tries to hit the manhandle slam, pretty much to rock bottom, but Liv counters and Becky rolls out of the ring. Morgan grabs the Raw Women's Championship and poses with it while Lynch yells at her to drop it. So there you go. It happened. She has a Raw Women's Championship for now, but who knows what happens whenever we get this match, because the thing is, we still don't even know when the fuck it's going to happen. They never mentioned it once on when this thing was going to happen.
I I I don't know. 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 I don't know anymore.
I would go over the Arcade Bro segment that they had backstage with Riddle just spewing some nonsense, but nobody really gives a shit about that. He was just saying, "Oh, I want to have your mind," but yeah, it's just not going to work. And then some. Riddle says that everybody wants to smoke. He said to smoke, not the smoke.
Jokey joke.
Yeah, everybody wants to smoke when he was with the Street Profits. He's like, yeah, am I right? Am I right? And then the Street Profits were happy and just shoved it off. And then they went to the ring to have their match with Alpha Academy. I can't take these goddamn jokes anymore. It was funny at one point, but now it's just getting really, really old, and I fucking hate it. I like Riddle, I do, as a performer. But as an actual character, this man is a complete joke. He is legitimately an idiot, and I just don't. I legitimately have no words like Josh in the chat. I can't take it.
I laughed at this because the Street Profits were just so happy that he said that. I thought that was funny. I'm not that I still wish
Everybody wants to smoke off, not the smoke, to smoke.
he said that, and I was like, okay. And this Montez and Angelo's reaction was funny, so that got a chuckle out of me. And then that was, and I did laugh at Randy like freaking screaming at Riddle because he was pissed.
Randy is pissed, and it's legit. Okay, the heel turn has to happen soon for Randy, right? Because he legitimately got pissed off tonight. I don't know if that's legitimately just Randy being Randy, or if he legitimately got pissed off tonight. I don't know what the hell happened.
He looked pretty angry. Definitely sounded pretty angry.
I hope the heel turn happens soon, because RK Bro has run its course, and Riddle, as much as I hate the jokes and as much as I just hate him being high all the time and making these smoking jokes every single week, he's ready to be in a singles capacity, and he's ready to at least go for singles gold at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. The Street Profits took on Alpha Academy. This match got a lot longer of a time slot than I thought it would. But in the end, the Street Profits did pick up the win when Gable hit a crossbody, but Ford rolls him over and scores the pinfall. So there you go. Kind of a generic way to end the match, but the thing is, though, it looked super clean. So I did like that kind of an ending there. It looked clean enough to where, all right, it was a legitimate win, but at the end of the day, it was technically it was a fancy roll up, so to speak.
Just like you, man.
Yeah. I mean, those two athletes made it look great. I'm not saying that by any means. Chad Gable and Montez Ford are two amazing athletes. At the end of the day, it was kind of just a glorified roll-up that looked pretty.
Pretty much.
Rey Mysterio storms into Adam Pearce's office and asks why he threw his son out of Survivor Series, and not only that, but just fed him to Bobby Lashley last week. Pierce says that he gets it, but Rey says he's full of it and asks him if he's a man of his word. Because apparently, through word of mouth, they promised each other that Dominic was going to be on the team. That right there is just absolutely pathetic. You could have had some kind of explanation, but just by word of mouth, oh yeah, Dominic's going to be a part of the team, don't worry. No, that's just ridiculous. Pierce tells him to stay in his lane, even though he is a legend in this business, and he's going to put him in a match against Bobby Lashley tonight. I said this earlier on in the intro off. Sonya has a vendetta against Naomi. Adam Pearce has a vendetta against the Mysterios. What the fuck is going on with the authority figures here in this company? They're the general managers of Raw and SmackDown, and they legitimately have vendettas against two people. Oh, like one tag team and one person from the women's division. And I don't even know where we're getting at. What's the end goal here? Because I don't see it.
There is none. There's no more need for general managers on the show because the only 3 good general managers that WWE has ever had are Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, and Teddy Long. Those are the only 3 general managers that we really need. Kurt Angle is here or there because he had his moments.
Yeah.
Mick Foley ruined TNA, so I don't want to hear anything about Mick Foley. So it's just like those 3 are, in my head at least, are just the only general managers that actually, even though Teddy Long just went out there and danced and gave everyone a tag team match and a match against The Undertaker. But
yeah,
at least half his thing, I can't remember him having like any bias towards anybody. He was just going out there and having a good time. And yeah, but it's just like the whole let's target one superstar or let's target one team, and Adam getting freaking F5'd out of his shoes and then comes back the next week like he's big man, like Brock didn't kill him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Sonya is weird.
Yeah, like the actual authority angle with Daniel Bryan was one thing because it actually led to something important. Now it's the main event of WrestleMania 30 where he won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That actually had something. That had an end goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not have actually been the end goal that WWE had in mind because, let's face it, multiple reports came out that Daniel Bryan was not even slated to be at WrestleMania 30 to begin with. So we legitimately changed the plans on that regard for WWE. But that at least had an end goal with everything. This has none, like you said. So it's legitimately it's just super pointless.
I don't see the reason for it, man.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put these 2 matches together because it involves the exact same 4 women. Nikki lost to Zelina, and Carmella lost to Rhea Ripley. Moving on. This shit was terrible. You legitimately had one person from a team face another person from a team, and then you legitimately just switched their roles. The managers faced off each other in another match right after that match, right after the match previous.
Rhea Ripley and Zelina deserve better than this.
Yes. Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega definitely deserve better.
More so Rhea, I think during the whole Charlotte thing, they ran her character into the ground.
Yes.
But
yes,
she's still cool. I still like Rhea Ripley, so.
Even Carmella. Carmella's not bad. Carmella is not that bad. She just gets booked in random ass situations, and her character sucks ass because that's what they give her. Okay, that might be something that we don't agree on, but hey, I like her. Like, she's gotten a little bit better, but the thing is with her character.
No, yes, no, no.
I like Carmella and see what she can possibly do, but they don't give her a fucking chance.
I'm not. Wow, no.
They don't give her a chance, dude.
Yeah, because she barely does anything that has anything like moves the division forward. They just put her in title matches.
Whose fault is that they give her like shitty things to do? Whose fault is that? That's not hers.
Corey Graves, probably. I don't know.
It's Vince. It's Bruce. It's Johnny. It's not her fault.
I never liked Carmella. I just I don't understand the appeal. I never understood what her thing was.
I don't like the way that she's being used now, but she could be used in a way better way that at least people could try to start liking her again. Because there was a point in time, where she was liked by a lot of people. It might not have been you, but a lot of people liked her a couple of years back.
Damn. That's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.
But Rhea beat Carmella and Zelina beat Nikki. Like, this was legitimately probably like, I wouldn't even know how long this entire like not even storyboard, just her like going down that list of just these matches. I don't even know how long this really took. Maybe about 10 minutes tops. Maybe even less. Adam Pearce talks to Big E backstage, and he says that Raw needs Big E focused for Survivor Series. Big E says no worries. He just has Roman Reigns on Sunday. He just has Roman Reigns on Sunday. He just has Roman Reigns. Okay. Rollins is gunning for him, and Kevin Owens is just being an ass. But Pearce tells Big E he needs to steer clear of Owens and Finn tonight. Otherwise, he'll end up like Brock Lesnar, suspended. You can't suspend a WWE champion. Fuck you. Fuck you. If you suspend a WWE champion, you might as well strip him of the title. You might as well.
That's what he meant.
You might as well. I mean, and what happened to Edge, Josh? I got no fucking idea. Where the fuck has he been? I don't even think he's even appeared on Monday Night Raw yet.
But Seth loses his match, and he just won the show every week. Yeah, that makes sense.
I legitimately think that Edge has not even appeared yet on Monday Night Raw.
Like, why would we have the crown jewel match if the person who lost is getting pushed again? Why? You could have just had Seth win the match. It's not that freaking hard, man. Holy crap. If you knew Edge was going to take time off, why would you have him win?
Right, yeah.
What's the point of having the match and him lose, and then he was just on that show every week? Like he just ran through the whole division. You just lost your last match. And now I'm supposed to believe that you have a contract now to just cash it in whenever E is not looking? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, guys, that contract that he has is pretty much Money in the Bank.
See,
You can cash in whenever the fuck he wants. It's ridiculous.
what's the point of having Money in the Bank if they're just gonna have money in the contract
Right.
5 weeks later?
Exactly. What's
Oh,
the point? You might as well have a contract for SmackDown too.
that would make it too hard because that's
Yeah.
now just making too much work for their precious Roman baby. So that's too much.
We had 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches on Money in the Bank years ago. We had a Raw and a SmackDown Money in the Bank.
I don't understand. Every time Roman beats somebody, they're banished from life forever.
Yeah. Like
But
Roman was about to be banished from SmackDown forever if he lost to Xavier, which was not going to happen. But that was part of the stipulation. He would have been banished from SmackDown forever, which made it legitimately super easy and predictable.
that's why they're just trying to make this a whole kingdom angle. Cena gets banished, Edge gets banished, Daniel Bryan gets super banished. He's in a whole fucking another company.
He got
Like,
banished enough that they have to leave.
yeah, so it's like everyone just gets banished, and then Big E
And
is
now
just
Roman
randomly
is king, so
yeah, he just randomly just wins King of the Ring because because logic, Roman's King of the Ring now.
Now to be completely fair, Shinsuke did that too. He just randomly became king too, so they just give it to random people.
That was worse.
That was shit. What do you mean that was good?
No, I said that was worse.
Oh.
No, that was not good.
I thought you said that was good. I'm like, that was shit. What do you mean?
That was not good. That was very stupid. No.
Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. This was just as much of a match as I expected. I didn't think this was too short. I didn't think this was too long. I think this was probably in Raw's case, the right amount of time that they were going to give them. And it was probably around like maybe 10, 11 minutes at the most.
Yeah, good match. I just don't care.
Yeah.
At that point, I was exhausted.
So Owens goes up top and wants a swanton bomb, but Finn gets the knees up. Owens just legitimately tries to beat Jeff Hardy every single night, and he does the swanton bomb. He does a good swanton bomb, but he never hits it. Because that's Jeff, There you go.
It'd be like the king.
Balor hits a shotgun drop kick and scales to the top rope, but Owens hits the ropes and crouches him down. Owens drags Finn down and hits a stunner for the 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Kevin Owens wins. He was going to win. You just turned Kevin Owens heel. You're not going to have him lose to Finn Balor. You're just not. So I knew this was going to happen.
There's a new formula for Money in the Bank. Let's have 2 hours and 45 minutes of nonsense, and let's put 2 guys in the ring that have a really good match, and then everything else is nonsense. Everything else just makes absolutely no sense. They've been doing this. Let's make the whole show stupid, and then put 2 guys in there that can wrestle to have one really good match, and everything else is just bad. They keep doing it. They keep doing it, and I keep seeing people fall for it.
Yeah.
Oh, they tore the house down. They didn't tear any house down. They had a 11-minute match that 2 wrestlers to their stature we all knew they were going to do. What about the other 2 hours and 45 minutes that I was sitting in front of my damn iPad crying because I had to watch this damn show and it sucked? So,
and right after that match, we had another match that was legitimately, I would say, 8 minutes shorter than the previous match. AJ and Omos took on the Dirty Ass Dogs, and I did not give a single shit.
what was the point of that?
Nothing.
You just threw that in there. That was like someone just said, "Hey, we got time before Bobby and Ray. Let's just put this in there." I was like, why?"
And another thing is, Love, these are 2 heel tag teams.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to care what Omos is doing. He just runs through everybody. It's just like, why?
these are two heel tag teams. Omos is a heel. AJ Styles is a heel, but we all want him to turn babyface because we all want him back into the WWE Championship picture. And the Dirty Dogs are legitimately two guys that, I mean, they're the Ghostbusters of WWE. Who you're gonna call to make sure that a team gets a win? AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode, the Ghostbusters of WWE.
They doing big Bob.
I love Bobby Lashley. Not Bobby. Well, I liked Bobby Lashley before. I love Bobby Roode. They are using him in such a terrible way right now.
Do they know what he's capable of? Like,
they don't know how good he is. They really don't.
I wanted to ask him, like, have y'all watched any part of his TNA run? Like, not even like
anything from his NXT when he was NXT champ.
That too. That too.
Anything in the Triple H era for NXT when it came to Bobby Roode was fantastic. Because he had the whole glorious thing. He doesn't do glorious anymore. At least I don't think. He's a dirty dog.
Yeah, he's just dirty.
He's just dirty. So he doesn't do glorious.
Shaking hips and point at each other like the NWO.
Yeah, they did a thing.
I was like, okay, you guys just gimmick infringement this whole time.
It makes legitimately no sense. And Dolph, I feel bad for Dolph in pretty much all of this. I feel bad for Bob, don't get me wrong. But man, Dolph, listen, I don't think Dolph will ever have that capacity to be in the world championship scene ever again, just because they know what Dolph is now, and Dolph pretty much knows where he's at in his career. But man, the guy was super over back then, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it just hurts. It hurts me to see people as talented as Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler being neglected and wasted as the way that they are now. Even AJ Styles, I'll even go that far for AJ. AJ is being neglected and just treated poorly in this tag team with Omos. But Omos isn't ready, so they're just keeping him in there because they know he's not ready for a singles run.
AJ should be on Raw.
True. Yeah.
There's no reason for him to be on Raw. He is a legitimate person that is a actual better wrestler than Roman Reigns. Like, he can beat him and no one will bat eye at it. But he's being completely treated like a joke because he has to carry Omos around. As stupid as that sounds, Omos is 8'12", but as bad as that looks, I don't know why they do that.
And the thing is, we can all thank Randy Orton for them staying together, because these two were slated to be split up during the draft. But because of Randy, he said, listen, Omos is not ready to be on his own. AJ was slated to go to SmackDown. But
thanks, Randall. Thank
you.
you.
Randy said, listen, Omos is not ready to be on his own. So Vince said,
then train him. Like, what the?
Yeah, and Vince said, all right, well, if you think that he's really not ready to be on his own yet, we'll keep them together, and that is why we have Jinder, Veer, and Shanky split up from each other from Raw and SmackDown. That is why that team split up, and not AJ and Omos.
Why wouldn't they just take Omos off of TV? No one cares. No one's like, oh my God, where's Omos this week? No one cares. No one cares.
Here's the thing: you sent Keith Lee back to the Performance Center to wrestle like a big man, and now where is he? He's in the unemployment line for about another 70 days, I should say.
Yeah.
Get him back to the Performance Center, I mean Omos, and legitimately train him to figure out what the fuck to do. Because he legitimately has no idea how to even spell the word wrestling. Let him know how to execute a proper body slam. So you send guys like Keith Lee to the Performance Center to try to wrestle like a big man when you got guys like Omos that needs it the most.
Every giant that they have is not Big Show. You don't have to get
Right.
every 7-foot guy that because Big Show actually could wrestle for his weight, and he didn't look like he was like compensating for anything.
And the thing is, when he left for a little bit, he lost some weight, and then when he came back, he was in the best shape of his goddamn life, and then they used him like shit after that.
Yeah,
What?
even they do that with their big men. They make them dominant for the first half of the career, and then the second half is bad. The first
Yeah,
half of Big Show's career, he was dominant, and then he was world heavyweight champion, all that. Then the second half, he's crying every week because he gets fired and rehired and fired again. This
yeah.
man turned heel and face about 46 times within a month. They do it to Great Khali. Great Khali wins the world heavyweight championship, gets pushed, and then next thing you know, he's kissing random people in the crowd and dancing every week and getting eliminated by the Royal Rumble by kissing Beth Phoenix. Like it's just every
Well,
time they get the giant thing, they have them look dominant, and then I bet you 2 years from now, Omar's gonna come out there twerking with freaking Carmella, and you're gonna have a whole dance thing because Omos is a giant. So they're like making the giants do stupid stuff. Like this is years in the making, man. This is my whole freaking wrestling life, watching them get every giant they can and then saying, "We'll make you dominant for the first half, and the next you're just gonna be a big goofy guy." Yeah. That's
and
what you are.
Josh, you're 100% right. It happened to Braun Strowman too. Braun Strowman was I was so high on Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And then they treated him like garbage. They treated him like dog shit. And now where is he?
I don't even know.
Exactly. We don't even know. He's just been out there. I don't even know where his actual whereabouts are.
They did it to Brodus Clay. They did it to Mark Henry.
Well, let's face it. Brodus was not really going to do anything. He was stuck with Tenzai, and that was the best. And I'm
He had
being
so much
generous
potential
that
though.
was the best work of his career with the Funkadactyls and all that.
He had potential though, because when he left, and his name was like Tyrus or something.
Yeah,
He
Tyrus
was
and
he was
TNA,
good.
well, Impact, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they know he has potential. You don't. They made Mark Henry a joke. They made. Oh my God, I could sit here and talk all day about the Giants that they make a joke. They made all of them a joke, damn near. If I sit there and think
Rusev
about it.
was a bit of an up and down. He got himself over with the Rusev Day thing, and WWE just did not want to capitalize on it. They saw it. They saw it. Don't get me wrong. They saw the potential in Rusev Day, but they just did not want to push it. And don't even get me started on Ryback, because that Ryback situation it's not even really close to what we were talking about with Braun Strowman, Keith Lee.
Ryback just kept messing.
Yeah, that's a totally different kind of situation.
They could have had something with him, but they tried to make him Goldberg 2.0, and it didn't work.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, um, and you say, Josh, that the same kind of thing happened with Andre. I wouldn't know, because I
No,
wasn't even thought of in that
no
time.
idea what was going on in the 80s.
So yeah. So yeah. Main event was Rey Mysterio with Dominic Mysterio. So we had the Booyaka Booyaka boys out there with Bobby Lashley. They said that they said MVP was coming back for this, but yeah, he wasn't even out there. So it was just Bobby Lashley on his own. This was as good as a match that you can get between Bobby Lashley and Rey Mysterio. Rey hits a 619 to the gut, then kicks Bobby onto the middle rope. Mysterio hits the 619 again and goes up to the top for a splash, but Lashley stands up with Rey on his chest and applies the Hurt Lock for the submission win. So Bobby wins. And after the bell, Lashley holds on to the hurt lock and stares at Dominic. Lashley drops Ray and poses. Dominic gets in the ring to check on his father, and we see Adam Pearce watching from backstage, and he's asked about Survivor Series. Pearce walked out onto the stage with the microphone in hand and says that his job is to ensure that Survivor Series is won by Monday Night Raw. And with that in mind, he is removing Ray from the team with a replacement to be named later. Now keep in mind, it was 10:58 when he said that statement. And even Corey Graves on commentary laughed. He was like, all right, well, wait a second. When the heck is this happening? When are we getting this announcement for the final spot? And then all of a sudden, Dominic is just disgusted in the ring at this point when he was just trying to check on his father about what Adam Pearce said, until Austin Theory appears off and attacks Dominic from behind. Theory hits Dominic with the ATL and takes selfies, and Pearce comes back out. He says that he likes Theory's style and says that Theory is going to be Ray's replacement. Raw ends with Theory taking selfies of himself with the injured Mysterios as the show goes off the air. Dominic didn't deserve it, so I was fine with them replacing him with Bob. That's fine. I was fine with Rey Mysterio because it's Rey Mysterio. I'm okay with it. But as soon as he loses to Bobby Lashley, he gets kicked off the team to ultimately get replaced by Austin Theory, who I'm going to say he does not fucking deserve to be here. What the fuck is the point when you announce these teams 2 Saturdays ago on Twitter, may I mind you, to ultimately just take 2 people that you originally announced off the teams to put other people on there? One personally deserves it because he kind of carried Monday Night Raw for a little bit, and then the other person just got here for a cup of coffee. He finally got to the front of the line, got a cup of coffee, and is waiting to be seated. This, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. And we got one person to be announced for the SmackDown team, which is probably going to happen this Friday in Hartford. It legitimately makes no sense, and I can't stand it, dude. I can't.
That was one of the most pointless things I've ever seen done in WWE history.
Thank you.
Because, like, why? Why? It doesn't even make sense. Adam says, "Oh, we're going to find somebody else." But
with 2 minutes left to go on the show.
I'm going to show you right now. Okay, I'm going to show you how I imagine how stupid this looked. Okay, look, come on, we'll find somewhere that has freaking room.
Oh, he's bringing in a house tour, y'all.
Right. So look, Adam Pearce walks out. He walks out at the top of the ring. I'm taking you off the team. Okay. Walks out. Turns right back around. Imagine that. Imagine being backstage. You see, you're back there in Gorilla. He walks in a circle, comes right back around.
Yep.
It was like 15 seconds. It wasn't like there wasn't a commercial break. This man took a full circle and then just went, you know what? I like you. How long where was Austin at? How did he get out there that fast? And did anyone see him do a full circle and then just walk back out? Like it was only 15 seconds. That was between him taking him off and then putting Austin Theory in. Was Austin Theory under the ring? Was like how did everything happen so fast? No one knew. No one was like saying that Adam Pearce just did one full circle. He probably didn't go fully backstage. He probably just looked in there, came back out. He went off the frame and then came back 15 seconds.
Yeah, he went out of the frame, came back, and said, "Oh yeah, I like your style, kid. You're on the team." Great stuff. Like,
oh God.
Laf, I'm telling you right now, I have this in the description, and I know you're going to agree with me on this. This entire build for Survivor Series is going to go down as the worst Survivor Series build of all time.
It can't go down as the worst because there is no build.
That's exactly the point. There is no. That's the point. That is exactly why it's the worst build of all time. Is because there's been legitimately no build, and this is what we get. We started having some kind of build 2 Saturdays ago when they announced stuff on Twitter, and because of that, then we had these 4 shows saying, "Oh yeah, you're off the team. Oh yeah, you're off the team." And there you go. We have some replacements.
It's like your favorite artist dropping a 15-minute album, but there's no music. And it's like, oh, this is the worst album ever. How? There's no music. You can't hear anything. That's worse than the worst. It's not even, you can't rank it because there's nothing there. So there was no, the only thing they cared about was trying to make Becky and Charlotte kill each other because for some reason they are not addressing that issue and just making sure that Roman looks like Jesus Christ.
Right.
They're not going to do an invasion because the draft just happened 4 weeks ago. So what are they going to invade? The place that they just came from? That's like returning to your high school a week after you graduate. Oh, you're back. No, you were just here. What are you doing? Like,
right.
What the hell? Oh God.
Yeah.
Nothing ever made sense. Nothing about this show made sense at all tonight. Just nothing was good. Nothing.
They continue to make Survivor Series look like a complete joke. They continue to just treat us with no respect whatsoever. They continue to treat the show with no respect whatsoever. And I said it right at the top of the show when you were trying to get your Wi-Fi all figured out. I am done watching Monday Night Raw. I'm done. This is the straw that broke my back. I can't take it anymore. I said at the top of the show that we're obviously still going to be doing these Raw and SmackDown and all these reviews because we promised everybody here that we're going to do these reviews no matter how fucking bad these shows are. But with how Survivor Series was treated this year, and honestly in previous years as well, because ever since they did this whole champion versus champion thing, I admit some builds when it came to the champion versus champions were better than others, but this was definitely the worst when it came to, oh yeah, here are the champions versus champions. Because Shinsuke and Damien have legitimately, well, they have no heat with each other because they never even really probably spoke to one another, even backstage, off camera. I don't even know if these guys have met in person, one-on-one yet. That's legitimately how serious I am when they legitimately have no heat with each other because I don't even know if they've met.
And Shinsuke's gonna lose.
Yeah. Roman and Big E, Big E finally mentioned Roman tonight. RK Bro and the Usos came to Monday Night Raw and said, oh yeah, well RK Bro's gonna get this too. What are they gonna get? You're probably going. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know who's going to win that match because honestly, both of them can't lose.
Riddle's gonna get pissed again.
Yeah, and then I don't even want to talk about the women's championship matches. We're probably listen. I would not be shocked if the one championship match we're probably going to have a Survivor Series is probably going to be something with the 24/7 title bullshit. The tag team championships for the women. That can't happen because Rhea's on the Survivor Series team, and we still have to figure out somebody for the women's team as well. I believe for SmackDown. I think everybody on Raw is set. But
yeah, hold on. We didn't do a SmackDown review, so I didn't get a question. I didn't get to ask anybody.
Yeah,
and I was out when this was happening.
Yeah, Aaliyah got kicked off. Right.
What is that? Why?
Yeah.
Someone told me it's because she knew Naomi. I'm like, huh? What do you mean?
Yeah. It was legitimately one of the most pointless things. I didn't watch SmackDown either because I was watching House of Glory with JD, but I well, listen, I knew somebody was going to get kicked off the show because at that point everybody was getting kicked off one way or another at every turn. So I knew somebody was going to get kicked off. I didn't and I kind of had a feeling it was going to be Aaliyah just because she was legitimately one of the people that A, didn't even deserve to be there, but B, she legitimately hasn't done anything. So I kind of had a feeling she was going to be it, but I really wanted to see what she had.
I'm saying no one even gave her a chance.
Yeah, like I understand that that she has not done anything, and I brought that up numerous times that nobody should be here on these teams if you haven't done shit. But I wanted to give her a chance because I wanted to see what she had. Because she wasn't as bad as everybody thought in NXT, but she just never really got used. So, but the fact that they didn't even replace her with Toni Storm is beyond me.
Yeah.
But then again, I think Toni Storm is probably going to get released in a matter of 6 months because that's just how terrible they use her. I know that would be very terrible. I would never want that, but that's just how I see it. Jeff beat Sami Zayn, so Sami Zayn was immediately removed from the team. So I think that's the spot we have to figure out, if I'm not mistaken.
Von Wagner will get on Friday.
Yeah, and Vaughn is officially called up to the main roster. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yay!
He's the official, he is the official bodyguard for Adam Pearce now.
Oh yeah, it's over. Yep. It's over with.
Yeah, that's going to be his role from now on.
Like, you know what, Wag? They're gonna drop the Vaughn or the Wagner. They're probably gonna be just Wagger or something.
It's either going to be Wagner or just Vaughn.
Yeah, and then there he is. Now he's on the SmackDown team.
You know what, Josh? Mo, I'm officially calling it right now. Adam is a heel authority figure in this company, and so is Sonya. So is Sonya. We got heel authority figures back on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we all know the whole Roman and King Woods thing.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And it was a winner by disqualification. So King Woods actually did win by disqualification, but Roman got crowned King of the Ring anyway. So,
well, I don't know what logic that is, but
right. But yeah,
Roman as a heel means Usos have to help him freaking wipe his ass. So, whatever.
But that's it, guys. That was your Monday Night Raw review, with a little bit of a synopsis of SmackDown, because we didn't even really do a SmackDown review because you guys know I was watching HOG. And to be completely honest, not much happened on that Rampage either, so that's why we really didn't do anything. But yeah, that's it, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT. Well, wait, no, not NXT. We don't do NXT reviews anymore. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll just do something fun. I might have a special guest on. I am going to talk to him tomorrow, see if he's available. If not, then we'll just come on here and talk some professional wrestling.
You got the John Cena interview?
I wish I did, my man. I wish I did.
Say, what the hell? Oh,
what? But yeah, I might have somebody in mind to talk to tomorrow. But if he's not available, then we'll just be on here talking about professional wrestling. We'll probably do like a little bit of a preview for what's to come on that Wednesday's Dynamite with Jay Lethal making his in-ring debut and ultimately some more things to come. Lewis and I talked earlier on today. I don't know if you've seen any of that in the group chat.
Partially.
We pretty much just talked for like maybe we probably talked for like a good hour and a half just on the voice message thing. You know how you can like do voices on Instagram, and we pretty much talked for a good hour and a half about what could possibly come for AEW in the future. And yeah, it's a good listen if you actually just want to go all the way back up in that group chat just to listen to us talk. It was a fun time, but yeah, guys, that's it. Talk to you tomorrow. Whatever we have for you tomorrow, you'll see it. And
dance
talk
contest.
soon. Huh?
I'm gonna have a dance contest, and I'm gonna rub Vaseline on my chest. And
We're just gonna rub ourselves with butter and hope for the best.
Slide across the floor.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Outside the Brand. If you guys liked what you saw here tonight, make sure to continue hitting that like button, continue hitting that subscribe button. It helps so much on this channel you would not even believe. Continue to support the channel in any way you possibly can. Continue supporting us. All of our TikTok links are down in the description. The MFN Right remix is down in the description as well by Loft and Bash. It's a banger. You guys won't want to miss out on any of that. I was supposed to get the previews for the background and the official new logo of the podcast, but to be completely honest, the guy and I, first of all, we're in two totally different time zones, so I forgot to contact him and in the appropriate time for him, because right now I believe right now it's like just about to turn like 7 o'clock in the morning for him. So he's a little bit ahead.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna talk tomorrow. We'll see if we can get the files over, and hopefully we can get that all sorted and situated in the near future. It's coming, guys. Don't worry. But thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's podcast, and we'll talk to you soon. Have anything else to say, Laf?
Nah.
I just want to get the fuck out of here.
I gotta go to bed.
Fuck Monday Night Raw, right? Peace out, y'all.
Yeah.